Hello. A happy new year to you. I'm hoping that you've had a great time over the Christmas and New Year period with your close family members who you've been able to meet with, obviously due to the coronavirus. But I am hoping that you've had that time and you've enjoyed that and it's been positive for you. In this session, I just want to take the time to review 2020 and just consider the things that have had the most impact on me, especially as a deaf person. Because there's a real question about my level of access over this last year. And I think it'd be really good just to show how you can remain positive even in the midst of that. The beginning of 2020, everyone was really positive. It was the beginning of a new year. People were looking forward to what was to come. Work was good for me. I was going to universities, I was going to different places, interacting with many different people, and things were good. And then we got to March, April time, and then the pandemic hit, which turned the world upside down, as we know, and it sent us into lockdown. And it definitely affected me. Before I had just the ability to meet with groups and to teach face to face with people, I was no longer able to do that. That I lost that interaction with others and that ability to have face to face meetings with people. And so I wanted to stay positive. I wanted to think about what alternatives I had. So I moved into care work, supporting deaf individuals just to keep me going. This wasn't my preference. I've never wanted to move into care as my main income, but I had to do it just to be able to move on. And so I did. But it hasn't been easy. I've been home, I've worked, I've gone to the shops and gone home. I mean, that's pretty much been life. It's been the same old, same old. But this, for me, has really changed things. My work, but also my lifestyle. Things have been different in comparison to that of what I had before. Things seemed so much easier, but then life became restricted in so many areas. Before I used to like network with people, go to meetings, I'd be able to take an interpreter with me and have that level of interaction with others. And after the meetings, come out and talk to my interpreter, things there was just a level of ease. But then I wasn't able to take my interpreter to meetings. I had to work with them remotely to do phone calls, to have meetings with people via Zoom, or attending webinars remotely with an interpreter. And so I lost that level of personal interaction and all the various ways that those levels happened. But it was the only way. It was the only way I could move forward and stay positive. I mean, I know the pandemic has affected so many people and affected their mental health, but it's also affected their well-being. There's been certain levels of stress that people have felt. Whether that's because of furlough, you're not being able to work, and the reduction of income. Just the situation changed, and for me, I couldn't be furloughed. I'm self-employed, and when I considered the payments that I would be receiving through the scheme, it was going to be a lot less that I could actually achieve by actually working in the care sector. I had a mortgage to pay, I've got bills to pay, and the impact of that was so great. But I'm a survivor. I've got to move on. I'm still here. And so it has been such a challenge. And so I wanted to share this with you about how I've stayed positive during this time and just had a level of determination in my life. So this is the first of my reflections of 2020, and I will be talking a little bit more about my reflections later on. I'll go into some more detail about that and about how things have changed. Okay, so I'm hoping you've enjoyed my session today, how I've stayed positive. So farewell and thank you for watching.